work your strength. If you're a shit reader, watch the video, which is what you said. So essentially,
and I'm open about it, right?
Yeah.
I want to sit here and say, because there's this whole kind of, myth around, in order to be successful, you got to read books. My dad always used to say that. I grew up, my dad tried to shove books down my throat. My dad's the best guy in the world. He is. There's not another human being as genuine as my father. Absolute legend. But books just are not my thing. And so you find other avenues in terms of getting the knowledge, and there are.
Can I ask you, it's got nothing like this, your brother with these chin-ups, it just came to my head. Sorry. Just explain the Guinness Book of Records.
He is an animal.
So Guinness Book of Records is what's it called? Pull-ups?
Muscle ups.
Muscle ups.
Muscle ups.
Explain what a muscle up is. Is it...
So let's say you've got the bar in front of you.
Right.
Right? You hold the bar like this.
Yeah, like the hands that way?
Hands front.
Yeah.
You pull yourself up, so bar to your chest.
Yeah.
Push up.
Yeah.
And then swing all the way down to your whole body below the bar. And that's counted as one, but form is everything.
Okay, so they're called...
Muscle up.
Muscle up, so people can go onto YouTube and watch one. How many is the Guinness Book of Records?
I think he's got 26 or 27.
26.
And he's held it for a long period of time.
26 or 27
You can
muscle ups.
Google Jared Rubinstein. He's a freak.
Jared Rubinstein. Yeah. Fucking, that's amazing, Susan.
Yeah, he's a freak.
And we sit there at Any Time Fitness, 7 people pushing us up, right, trying to do... Mate, he's ripped, isn't he? Is he more ripped than you? You're ripped.
He's much more ripped than me. Let me tell you something. And again, fitness, working out.
Yeah.
Jared he's small. He's 5'5", 5'6", same height as me, right?
Right.
Mentally, that boy is the toughest human being I have ever met or seen. It's like something out of this world. In terms of discipline, you have never ever seen anything like it. I've only got one brother.
So how does it work out that you're smashing it in real estate? He's also smashing it in the business world. I think he's in Dubai, isn't he? Or
he's in Dubai as a commodities trader.
okay,
yeah.
And he's also, you've just told me what you think of him. So you think to yourself, well, what's the coincidence? Genetics?
I always think about it, but I like I said, I believe that work ethic and discipline is teachable. I gave you, like when I was younger, right? My mum will tell you she would have nightmares about the things that used to live in my room. I'm not playing around here. Like, there was shit everywhere. Sometimes, lunch from 2 weeks ago was in my bag. This is when I was in school, a lot younger, right? So,
really?
Yeah. So it's a hard thing to work out, and the true answer is I probably don't know. Apart from, I think both things my brother and I have in common is that when we want something, right, we implement a plan and take action towards getting it, and nothing stops us. And that would be our similarity.
Gavin, because we've done a lot of work together, we've been training together from day one.
Long time, yeah.
Long time.
You've been a huge help.
Right? People say to me, what's the number one thing that you see in Gav that you don't see in other people? And I'll tell you what my answer is. You have the ability to do things even though you don't feel like doing them. That to me is the thing. Even though it is not your favorite thing to do, but it's the right thing to do, you do it. Whereas another person doesn't feel like doing something and they say, I don't feel like, I'm not going to fucking do it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's this ability to separate their feeling from what they do.
Yeah, we had a speaker at our Kickstart, Ray White Double Bay, just recently, and he said something that I loved. He said, all these little things, easy to do, easy not to do. It makes a lot of sense. All these little things are easy to do, not to do. Again, going back to my school days when I was a lot younger, mate, I used to sleep in till like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I was at school. Right? I was not, even still today, am not a morning person. And some mornings when that alarm goes off at 4:45, I have to peel my ass out of bed.
Right.
But I do it. I do it because I know that I absolutely have to.
But what, like for me, the real big take out of that is, if anyone's got this belief, which is, I'm not a morning person.
Yes.
Or no, I'm just disorganized
That's what I was
and
leaning to.
untidy.
Yeah.
What we're saying is that is a belief. That is not the 100% truth. You don't have to. You can actually input that.
Yeah. Look, I think if anyone can take anything from this, it's that if I can do it,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm the primest example that if I can do it, absolutely anybody can do it. No excuses matter. They mean absolutely nothing.
That's gold. Susan, I like doing these 11 questions, right? But you know what? He's going to be in for a shock, Tim Ferriss, because I've just come up with 11 better ones. But we'll go with his for now, right? I like these questions. Next one, Gav. What advice would you give to a smart, driven, new real estate agent about to enter the market? What advice should they ignore? What advice would you give to a smart, driven, new... Yeah.
Pretty similar to what we've been talking about. Be prepared to put in the work and be prepared to eat shit for the next 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Is that simple enough?
Yeah, so you're basically coming out, the guy's, I can just picture the guy's excited, he's seen your beautiful car, he's seen your beautiful life, he sits down and you just say, just be prepared, it's going to be shit for the next 3 years, you're not going to make a lot of money, learn your craft, build your brand, build your database, it's all going to be really hard.
And do the stuff. A lot of the agents who see me, I say, you're making the phone calls. Yes, I'm making the phone calls. But when you break that down, they're not calling the right people. So with prospecting, right, not only do you need to be making the phone calls, you need to be calling the right people.
Yeah.
You need to be saying and doing the right thing with those people when you get them on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
And the penny dropping moment to prospecting is you got to be doing it with the right intent. If all you're thinking about on the other end of the phone while you're prospecting early parts of the business is I want to make a commission, see how long you last. Good luck.
Gavin, biggest problem.
Good luck.
Like for me in real estate, and we're gonna keep addressing this through our videos, is that, you know, everyone hears, I've got a prospect. So what they do is they sit down, right, and they say, I'm gonna do a 1 hour session. They haven't worked out who they're speaking to. They haven't worked out what they're saying. They don't know what the goal of each conversation is. And what happens is they just get, you know, a screen opens up, they get distracted, they've rung up one person, they leave a voicemail. Man, you need to have a clear list. And you know what Gav, with me, for some reason, when I'm making calls in my business, I like to have winning calls at the start of my calls. Like it
builds the energy.
It builds the energy.
Yeah.
Having a win gives you momentum, you know what I mean? Let's move on to this question, which is, what bad recommendations do you hear in our profession and in our area of expertise? So what do you hear? What's some of the bad advice you hear people saying?
There's so much. There is so much. I mean, 90% of this industry are real estate agents.
Yeah.
The other 10% are practitioners. And most of what the 90% do is wrong and incorrect. No, that's just fact. I mean, there's way too much.
So you think that there is just a plethora of information that is wrong? Right.
And that's opportunity.
Right.
That's opportunity for people.
That's good. If they're being led by the blind, they're going that way. Beautiful. Yeah. In the last 5 years, what have you become better at saying no to? Like invitations, distractions, and
people who negatively impact my life.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've become phenomenal at cutting them out and really building and strengthening relationships with the people who fan my flames.
So you've been proactive in that, in finding...
You got to be. Right. You know, real estate is lifestyle. Real estate is... It's not just a career, it's not just a job, it's everything, if you're serious about it. And so therefore, and I've always spoken about it, personal life is very, very important. Energy, that I sound like a broken record on, very important. Feeling good. A lot of people are your friends, they're not really your friends.
Yeah.
So I like to find out who are the real friends, who are loyal, who, you know, may not necessarily agree with what I do or how I do it, but acknowledge that if I'm happy doing it, let me be.
So Gavin, this is worth spending a minute, because I think that one of the challenges when you become successful in an industry means that you're going to be in the say top 5%. That means there's 95% that you're better than, right? So let's just do basic mathematics. So that 95%, out of that 95%, there's a group of people that genuinely like you and want you to do okay, right?
Yeah.
There's also a group of that 95 that are thinking, fuck it. they're not happy for you.
Yeah.
They might not say it, but you'll notice in the background they never applaud,
Of course.
right? And they're happy when they hear something negative,
Of course.
right? Call them a hater, call them whatever you want, right? How does a girl or guy? Because a lot of people that watch this in the real estate gym are younger demographic,
Yeah.
and what I notice is that they do like to have people like them, like all the time.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing, isn't it? If you're going to be good, you can't expect everyone.
No way. No way. And they're not going to. And it's all kind of related to energy. But I have, over my small 30 years of experience, come to the conclusion that the spare time that I do have, I want to be spending with the right people. So I do. And if certain relationships are not good for my energy, for my optimism, for what I'm doing, they're cut.
You summed it up. You said to me it's 60% mental. So you've got to reach out and make it strong.
100%.
Okay, last question. When you feel overwhelmed or unfocused, maybe that was when you called it the negative magnet, or what do we call it?
Shit magnet.
Shit magnet. Fuck, I like it when you swear, Gav. It's good.
Woo!
Have lost your focus temporarily. When you lose your focus temporarily,
Yeah.
what do? When you're off track?
Yeah, happens. I kind of then at that point hone in or focus on the stuff that builds my energy up to the point where it breaks and I'm back to normal.
So explain it more. Say that.
So if I'm going through a period where
You lose listings to other agents.
all the time.
Okay, let's just pick. I want you to picture this:
Yeah.
2 appraisals.
Yep.
One at 11.
Yep.
One at 4 o'clock.
Yep.
And you walk out of there and you think, "Fuck, I can tell they're not mine."
Yep.
You go to the office and one of your team members says, "Gav, number 27, such and such, has fallen through a day before exchange of contracts."
Yep.
So let's assume you've had 3 things
Yep.
that, from a commercial perspective, a listing with a $100,000 fee is gone to another agent.
Yep.
A listing with another $100,000 fee is gone to another agent.
Yep.
And you've just had a deal. So let's assume 300 grand
Yeah.
has crashed that day.
So P.S. that just sounds like an average day in real estate. Like, and that's the thing.
So that's not a bad day. That's
like,
a normal day.
Welcome to real estate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't take it personally. Learn from. There's always a lesson.
Yeah.
There's always a lesson, even if you couldn't have done anything about getting the listing, even if the listing was never yours. If you look hard enough, you'll always find the lesson.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a good sleep that night
Yeah.
and kick on to do it all again. The key is having a big and strong enough why
Yeah.
to propel you through the ups and downs, to navigate through it. That's the key. If your reason why you're doing all of this or your motivation is not strong enough, you're going to work that out pretty quickly, because it's most of the people who hop in and end up leaving in a short space of time because they can't hack it. The rigors of real estate is, like I say, tough.
Yeah.
Technically, simple what is required. The actual business will eat you up and spit you out if you are not ready.
Gav, tough times don't last. Tough people do.
100%.
You're a tough guy.
Thanks, brother. Always a pleasure.